Today, a little bit of a classic exploration of the old do what I say, not what I do principle well at work with this particular series because I went to do something and then I just failed spectacularly. My name is Chris Hargraves. This is Digital Marketing Mastery for Lawyers, and you can find this and more things at knownlikedandtrusted.com.au. Today we are talking about the planning and execution process. Recently, I got it into my head that perhaps I should actually revisit doing a more regular sort of video, audio thing so that I could be putting out more regular content than I have been recently. And so I got all excited and I recorded some videos and then I released them in quick succession. And then I just stopped. I stopped because things got difficult and stuff started happening, and that wasn't very pleasant, and that got in the way of me being able to do the things that I had planned to do, and so I just didn't do them. And here we are with me now having some content to talk to you about why we don't get done the things that we thought we could get done. Now, we have been in this strategy meeting. If you have been a lawyer for any length of time, you will have had this conversation, whether with yourself or with an advisor or with a team or inside a group or at a firm strategy meeting. And you're going to talk at some point during that strategic planning session about what your marketing plan actually is for the coming period. Maybe it's 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever the case may be. And during that sort of isolated situation when you're all excited about possibilities and you've been imagining the firm of your dreams starting to gradually come together, it can be very easy to decide that you are going to do an enormous pile of marketing activities because you have not effectively utilized that window of time between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. so far in your career, and you are definitely going to do that now. And it's going to be marketing. You're going to hit the phones and call all the other people up who are awake at 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. and you're going to talk to them about business and make relationships and get coffee, a lot of coffee, to keep you going throughout that hour. The problem is, of course, it tends not to happen. And the marketing plans generated within this kind of atmosphere, as wonderful and brilliant as they sound on paper, tend not to get executed. I've spoken about that before. I will probably speak about it in the future. But of course, I am not immune to this particular problem. So let's have a little bit of a conversation about it. First and foremost, I actually don't think it's bad to have pie in the sky aspirations for your marketing plan. I don't think it's a terrible idea to go, you know what, if I had the unbelievably ideal, efficient, effective marketing engine at my disposal, and I could execute all the things I needed to execute, and I could delegate or outsource or utilize the resources available to me to get the rest done, what would that look like? It's not a terrible idea. I actually quite like it. I enjoy that kind of sort of imaginary scenario, that ideal universe that we can create, because it helps us get a little bit excited about the process. Usually it helps us get into the mindset of someone who is going to have a successful marketing program at their firm, utilizing the resources that are available or could become available or that you would like to become available, and seeing how that actually works, because it then helps you over time build up to that, or at least towards that. If you never get there, who cares? But if you've got some sort of grand plan, albeit one that gets amended from time to time, then that's not a bad thing. However, what tends to happen, while that can be a good thing, is that if we don't immediately translate every single one of those aspirations into an activity, we tend to then translate none of them into an activity. So because we cannot get everything done, we do nothing. It's like the person who wants to run a marathon, but because they can't run a marathon, instead of going outside and walking 100 meters and coming home, they do literally nothing. So that's not going to work towards a marathon, nor will it ever achieve a marathon, but you like the idea of doing the marathon. It just never actually gets there. Similar sort of situation. That's not an uncommon analogy, and so I won't use it again because I like to be a little bit different from all the common things sometimes. So what then can we do? What happened in my case? What happened in my case was external forces, things happened that prevented me from being able to execute for that period. That's essentially what happened. That's probably what will happen to you as well. If you have a marketing plan that insists upon you being available and undisturbed between 7 and 9 a.m., and you are not able to control that period of time between 7 and 9 a.m. so that you are definitely undisturbed and that you are using that time effectively, then external forces will come to play. So the first thing I have to say is this: keep plugging away. Don't use that as an excuse to go, well, the plan sucks, I give up, goodbye, I'm going home. Do not use that convenient excuse. Keep plugging away. Do something. Something is generally better than nothing. 1 is greater than 0. That sort of principle will come into play here. Okay? Next, consider what are the actual most critical elements of your marketing plan? What are the things that must happen versus the things that are, okay, it'd be nice if that happens. There are going to be some things on that list, and you can probably get them done to some extent most of the time, okay? I'm not trying to create excuses for you here to do less than what is excellent and premium. If you can deliver excellent and premium consistently, then you should definitely do so. And frankly, even if you need a bit of a kick in the pants or you need to work your way up to that, you should give that a red hot crack too, okay? I'm not looking to provide people with convenient excuses to do less than what they are capable of. I am saying don't use these things that get in the way as an excuse to throw the baby out with the bathwater and let your marketing plan burn in a pile on the ground. So yes, do something, okay? Do something, please. That's going to be good. Next, there might be some parts of your marketing plan that actually don't need to be done by you. Let's face it, we are kind of control freaks, but if you have this aspiration, you have this firm that is functioning with this excellent marketing engine, there is a good chance that some of those things can be done by other people. Now, sometimes they won't be done as well as you could do them. Sometimes they might be expensive to pay for, and that might be something you need to provision for or work towards. However, that can happen. That frees you up for other things. If you can find talented people to do some of these activities, then that's going to help you out. And of course, we have this age-old thing to remember, which is stuff takes time. Things tend to take more time, more effort, more energy, and more failures before we get to the part where they are successful than we ever like to imagine. So yes, I am in favor of dreaming big. I'm in favor of making high targets that seem that little bit beyond reach, maybe even a lot beyond reach, because I think that's going to drive us to better performance and ultimately is going to inspire us more to me saying, hey, you know what my goal is for today? It's to touch this microphone. Wow. Goal fulfilled. I feel so satisfied with that. So no, set high targets, but be prepared for the amount of work that it's going to take to get into it, and be prepared to work incrementally towards it. If you do fall in a ditch and you have a week or two or a day or two or a month or two where stuff just didn't quite come together as comfortably as you might like, learn from that, reflect on it, tweak your plan if you have to a little bit, but be prepared just to go, you know what? I'm going to give it another red hot crack. I'm going to get back up there. I'm going to record a pile of videos. I'm going to write a pile of articles. I'm going to have a bunch of coffees. I'm going to make a bunch of telephone calls. Whatever your marketing plan might be, don't necessarily be super quick to throw your targets and your aspirations in the bin just because you had a little bit of a period of malaise or a little bit of a period of torpor in your execution. Okay, so do get out there, get back after it, stand up, walk towards the goal, whatever, insert motivational thing here, and I'll see you next time.